NATO is likely facing its toughest mission yet, convincing U.S. President Donald Trump to abandon demands to take over Greenland.
We need it for national security.
We are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not.
We need Greenland.
Trying to discern what's bluster and what's serious about the president's intentions is now the biggest transatlantic guessing game going. Taking Greenland by force or coercion would mean the U.S. turning on an ally, Denmark, and that could spell the end of NATO. In September, NATO staged Operation Arctic Light in Greenland, meant to demonstrate that NATO can project force into the Arctic right now, and that the United States owning Greenland isn't necessary. And Denmark says starting immediately, it will have a bigger military footprint on Greenland and a more permanent presence going forward.
Currently, we are working on the next steps to make sure that indeed we collectively protect what is at stake here.
So far, though, Trump has sounded unimpressed.
I could put a lot of soldiers there right now if I want, but you need more than that. You need ownership. You really need title, as they say in the real estate business.
The world's largest island, Greenland, is semi-autonomous. Its 57,000 residents, mostly Inuit, are part of the Kingdom of Denmark, but its long, often unpleasant colonial history has led many Greenlanders to aspire to independence. Joining the United States was never on the horizon.
Last year it was just something joke, something we take it, Greenland is not for sale, it's just a joke. But now we're nervous about what if they come and World War begins again?
We have been colonized before and we don't want to be colonized again.
Right now, the 1951 defense agreement with Denmark means the United States can keep as many troops in Greenland as it wants. It used to have 10,000, but now it is fewer than 200. So if Trump's desire is for a bigger Arctic footprint, it's easy to achieve.
This whole idea,
which is why many Europeans believe Trump is really after something else. If the goal is to actually take Greenland away from Denmark, if that's the goal, how does NATO survive that?
That is the really, really good question. I think we're starting to see that this is not really about either national security, international security, or resources. I think it's about Trump's legacy. I think it's about him wanting to expand the American territory.
The capture of Venezuela's president has intensified the urgency. Trump ordered the high-risk capture of Nicolas Maduro, ignoring the principle of national sovereignty and prompting Denmark's leader to sharpen her messages about Greenland.
If the United States chooses to attack another NATO country militarily, then everything stops. That is, including NATO, and thus the security that has been provided since the end of the Second World War.
I think it will be a breakdown of rule of law and international law and existing agreements and treaties, and I think that would be a bad outcome and a big shame for us, because I think we have all prospered a lot from the NATO alliance.
I know in NATO you guys do and did all sorts of planning for every imaginable contingency. The situation that's unfolding now in Greenland, was that one of them?
No. We are preparing plans for our adversaries, not for our allies.
How does all this leave you feeling?
It's a bit weird. I think NATO is too important for the United States, and therefore I cannot imagine that this will lead to an invasion of the United States in Greenland.
Rob Bauer, until recently NATO's top soldier, believes it's possible to win Trump over with strong demonstrations of force by NATO, such as exercises, and by appealing to other Americans who support the alliance.
If you look at the Senate, there's a large majority for NATO. In the United States, the last polling indicates an increase in support for NATO. It's now 70%, which is quite high for the US in the last couple of months. If the president would turn away from NATO, he will have to do a lot of explaining inside his own nation.
NATO has been tested by internal crises in the past and shown resilience. In 1966, France pulled its forces out of unified NATO command and didn't return until 2009. Turkey and Greece, both NATO members, have come close to going to war against each other. And there was deep acrimony over the US invasion of Iraq in 2003. Each time, nations pulled back before causing lasting damage to the alliance, says Bauer.
This is the way President Trump, probably his whole life, it has worked. It's put a lot of pressure on your opponent and then slowly let the pressure go and basically get what you want. I think that's still what we see here.
Donald Trump has not said how he intends to get Greenland. He could push Greenlanders to accept some kind of association with the United States. He could buy the island, try to annex it, or invade it. Every major political party in Greenland has said they don't want to become Americans and that Greenlanders must decide their own future. Donald Trump appears to believe he can get ownership of Greenland and stay in the NATO military alliance. The message he's hearing back is he can't have both.